Okay, and our report library was under accounting. So let's open up the report library. Okay, and I'm actually going to create a new report for this. So new document and report builder report. Okay, so first thing is working in reporting services. Everything we've done so far in reporting services, we've actually created a embedded data source. So we're going to start off and we're actually going to push that data source out of reporting services and into SharePoint. Now we need a definition for the data source. We need a connection string. So often the easiest way to do that is to build your data source in RS and then copy the connection string. We're going to do AdventureWorks. Right, now one thing you want to do is hit Advanced and then actually copy out of here. Now in this case, just change that. In this case, it looks it's a pretty basic one. If you're doing anything like Kerberos, there are a couple extra settings you'll need to get. And this advanced section of the connection string will actually include, and you'll notice that persist security info equals true. It didn't show up here. So if you copy it from here, you're actually going to lose a piece of that connection string. Right, and use current Windows credentials. Cool. Right, so that's the data source in RS. So let's jump back and let's go create this in our data connections library. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say new report data source. Okay, it's obviously an analysis services data source. I'm just going to copy and paste that and hit test connection. Cool. All created successfully. Right, so now we've got this RSDS-ADW. One thing you'll notice is it's pushed it in as part of a performance point data source, and it'll actually work like that. But for organization purposes, you want to edit the properties and make it a reporting services data source. Now, we are creating a new report that's going to use this connection. One of the other things you might do is you do your development on your machine, you deploy the report to SharePoint, and you actually want to change it over once it's deployed without having to take it in and edit it. Or if you're moving it from dev to prod, you want to change the data connection. It's pretty easy. So we go to our report library, and in our report library we've got various options over here. The one that we want is this manage data sources. Right, and you can see it says custom currently. So if we click through, we've got an option of actually changing. Firstly, we could change the custom data source. Secondly, we could click and say we want shared, and then browse through and select it. And there we go, data connections. And of course now we've got a shared data source. Right, now let's jump back over. So now what we want to do is we want to take that shared data source and embed it in the report. So even if we're started from scratch, and let me just show you. You can go add data source, give it a name, and then we just hit browse. And okay, I'm just going to type the URL in. It's not in my recently opened list. Data connections, and of course RSDS-ADW. Connection working. Cool, so pretty basic stuff. Now let's assume that what we want to do is we want to add a column chart, and we want this column chart to show us sales amounts over time. But maybe what we actually want to do is we want to be able to parameterize whether we're looking at, say, sales amount or something like freight cost or gross profit, or one of those things. So I'm going to go add dataset. I'm going to call it ZEW. Choose my data source. And just like we've been doing, I'm going to build a data source query. So sales summary, we want to do sales amount, gross profit margin, and I think we're going to, maybe let's do sales amount internet sales. That'll work. Okay, so pretty simple. We also want to do a parameter for the date. We want to look at 2008. Parameterize. We want to do product categories, and we'll default it to all. We want to do sales territory. Default it to North America. That goes both parameters. And we're going to break it up by product category. Right, and finally we're going to do it by date.calendar. Cool. So we've added our data set, and let me just remove that, pull out the footer. I'm just going to insert a chart. Let's do a chart wizard, choose our data set, and we'll start off with a column. Category into there, and we want to look at this by month and sales amount. Cool, some pretty basic stuff. Come, let's do one or two more things, and we should be able to sort by date. Give it an axis title. Okay, and I'm going to call that measure, and I'll show you in just a minute why.